Hey there, it's your host Dan. Today I'm going to show you how to do a power steering flush on a GM vehicle with the 3800 series V6 engine. The pump is located on the back side of the engine, and we can just barely see the cap underneath that hose where the reservoir is. Our first step is going to be to reach in here, remove that cap. Checking that level, I'm right about here. That's a little below full cold. I just took a 5-10 minute trip. It should be closer to the hot, so this was a little bit low, so take note of that. I'm going to use a turkey baster and an old water bottle, and I'm going to suck out as much fluid as I can from that reservoir and get it into the bottle. Here's what I got out with the turkey baster. It's not all that much because it was a little low. It's definitely black. I mean, ugh, look at that stuff. So I really wanted to get the level down so when I pull the return line off, I don't have it spilling all over the floor. And that'll be our next step to crack the return line. Since the return line's so buried back there behind the engine, we're going to be removing the wheel to access it. Here with the wheel off, it's a lot easier to get to that return line hose. And I'm just going to sneak in there with a pair of pliers and undo that rubber line. I've extended the hose with a nipple. The right angle one was cheaper than a metal one. And I'm going to use this clear hose, and that's going to dump into the water bottle. The other end of the reservoir, I plugged it up so it can't leak out. I'm going to start turning the steering wheel left to right, fully lock to lock, and this will manually operate the pump, and it will push the fluid out the tube. That was a couple turns left to right. I wanted to get the majority of this out as much as I can. I'm not really too worried about getting maybe a little bit of air in there. It'll work itself out. But ew, look at that. You can't even see through it with the light. It's probably also a good idea to put a catch pan under the middle of your car too, because when I pulled the return line, some leaked out. Anyways, I couldn't get it all quite out with the turkey baster. Could probably even just skip that step and just pull the line and let her leak. Okay, so I'm going to take this bottle. I've got a spare here, and I'm just going to dump some of this and fill it up. I suppose I could have put the line into this bottle, but yeah, it ruins the fun in it, seeing through the clear bottle. Now I'll go up top, we'll fill it up, give her some more, and repeat the same process, turning the steering wheel left to right and pumping it through the system. After about 20 rotations lock to lock in total, this is the last of it. It's a little orangey, but we can see that the fluid coming in, it's nice, clean, and clear. It's probably a little mix of the original stuff in there clouding it up, but I'm happy. It's all clean. One thing to note too is over there I got a little bit of spillage, so if you overfill the reservoir a little bit, make sure you have a catch pan. It's pretty easy to do. And then I'll just go back up here and reconnect the line. Clean up some of my mess with the brake cleaner. We'll put our wheel back on and lower the car down. Torque our wheel. Last step, get it filled up to the proper level. Right about full hot here on that little dipstick. You know, the engine was warmed up, so I think we got a good level there. I'll check it and maybe in the next day or so just to make sure there are any air bubbles in there, just to double check the level. But we should be good. Put the cap back on and call this a wrap. Okay, I'm all done. Under an hour. Anybody can do this job. Pretty simple. Doesn't require that many tools. Just something to get your wheel on and off. A pair of pliers, some brake cleaner, a couple quarts of power steering fluid. I used both of them, about 10, 11 bucks there. Turkey baster, and then this clear plastic tubing, which I went over to the hardware store and got. I got that and a coupler and also a 3/8 dowel rod. That was all $3.27. The new fluid looks like this, nice and clean and clear. The old fluid is just so nasty you cannot even see through this bottle. That's how bad it gets. Now, power steering is one of those things that people overlook. They don't maintain it. They'll never change the fluid as long as they own the car. But it's a worthwhile thing to do because it will extend the life of your components, like your pump and your power steering rack. So this entire job cost me $15 to do. And I recommend doing this maybe once every 50, 60,000 miles to keep everything nice and fresh. So I hope you enjoyed the tips I have for you here in the video. And as always, thanks for watching.